I believe those are very big shoes to fill. Yeah, let's hit it. So I come from a company called Developmenthub, software product development, also known as SaaS or software as a service, right? And I'm here today to speak about that, right? The agenda. So what usually happens with us is people want to build software, right? Something like your Uber, Airbnb, Facebook, and our background is very corporate. Our branding is be so good they can't ignore it. You see? So I would really like to kick or get the ball rolling with those 4 key points when it comes to software product development. With a simple story that will define platform versus a problem. So there's 3 people there, Steve, Mary, and John. Steve was building a product and he was frustrated by the current or existing platform, and as a developer decided to build new features, right? However, again, to highlight the first point, Steve was focused on the platform versus the problem. Then John later informed Steve that, okay, there's another guy that's building the same thing. And in a way, Steve felt like giving up because the guy moved first. However, Mary then later told her that in software, the guy that moves fast wins, not the guy that moves first, right? And most investors buy into traction, not ideas. In software development, again, we say ideas are PS, execution is the name of the game, right? Which then leads to the key approach, which is demo, sell, build, either than building, demo, then sell. I will explain further on that. And I think it is common knowledge that all of us, we know that there's 3 main types of businesses, exactly like my finger, service-orientated, the red race, as long as I pay for more lights running. But immediately you get hurt, you are screwed. Then there's the product one. Either you sell this water or something else. Again, with the product, it will somehow outlive you if it goes well. And lastly, my field of choice, platform, like your Facebook, your Uber, your Airbnb. Why? One word, scale. If you want to increase your profit margins, let's say, sorry if this goes out offensively, everyone in the room, 10x profit next 6 months, is it possible? Can't, right? Because you need to 10x everything, even the cost of sale. However, we play in the platform space. We just open a branch in East London, put 2 people at the office, get users, make money, move on. So, who the hell I am? My name is Odwa, all the way from Tata, but I'm based in PE and Johannesburg, pushing software. I regard myself as a high-performance individual, hence be so good they can't ignore you. I also work as a solution architect at Developmenthub that I so happen to found, and I'm head of product of saleshack.io, which is a business-to-business, off-the-shelf, cloud-based automation sales tool. Okay. It's a tool for SMMEs to close more deals. Then I so happen to hold a BTech in software development in the former Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University. I don't know what's NMU. No, Metropolitan, that's what's written on my certificate. So moving forward, right, I've got a certain number of elements that I would like to go through. If someone sitting in the room would like to own their own software product, is there such a person in the room?
Yes.
Okay, let's go through, take a book and take notes. So the first thing that you need to do is focus on solving a problem, right? How can I put it, closer to the bullseye, your problems. Because personally, I was just running Developmenthub and I was like, and being part of what you call an innovation hub, there will always be a question being posed every 3 to 6 months, how's your pipeline? And I just developed a software for that. So you need to be lazy for you to own the software product, alleviate that pain. Secondly, you also need to understand that the guy that's hanging curtains doesn't care about the drill bit, but more than the hole to put in. So when you're coming up with your problem or coming up with your solution, focus more on what problem are you innovating, or what opportunity are you creating? Moving forward, why are you solving that problem, right? And that then becomes the driving force of your whole application. And lastly, is it worth solving? Because remember, untapped market doesn't mean guaranteed market, right? You might be, the reason why it's not there, no one needs it. So leave it like that. And this is like the most important thing if one could take a note, the key stakeholders, right? So we will cover those ones, right? The user, the product owner, strategic advisory, development team, the buyer or funder, the influencer or endorser, and the saboteur. I think the branding guys know more on the last two ones. Yes. So the first on the list is the user. So the main driving force here is to come up with the problem solution fit, right? So you highlight who's your customer, what do they need to get done on a daily basis, right? For ours, SMMEs wanted to close more deals. Hence, even our tagline is built to help you close more deals, right? What are their pain points? What are they suffering from? How can you alleviate that pain? What are their gains? Should they get what they want? What's in it for them? As soon as you address those, you already have something called problem solution fit. That's a software jargon term that one needs to keep, especially when you're pitching. Then it comes to you now, the product owner, right? Simple thing, SWOT analysis, what do you know, right? And who do you need to pair with? And strategic advisory, very simple. Especially the first one, proven mentors. You ask a baker how to make bread and a butcher how to cut the perfect steak. That's very common in normal life. However, in business, we just forget. I'm in software, but my mentor is a guy in tenders. Remember, there's a tenderpreneur, there's an entrepreneur, and there's a waterpreneur. Then there's accelerator programs and incubators, right? So those guys don't just go to any. Go to the one that's niche specific. Me and this guy were in the ICT innovation space, and we're sitting at an incubator that does that. Coaches, I don't have good things to say about those guys, because they're often the guys that are teaching you how to swim from a book. Then you've got the approach again. Demo. What do I mean by demo? Wireframe. Write it down. Draw it. Go sell it. Right? And you need to ask that guy why if he's not buying. And when he tells you the why, you ask him the second question. After they've told you the why. If I go to the why, will you buy? Right? If they say yes, you can, then go build. You come back, you flip and sell the thing to that guy. Again, until he says yes, you keep on asking why. Moving forward, development team, I think this is the most important for everyone in the room, right? The dev team is the software developers that are going to be developing your app, right? Guys like me. Then you need to know, can they communicate well? Do they understand the project? I think we've all played the broken telephone effect, where some message is passed from the other side. By the time it gets to the other side, no one really knows what is being said. The project approach, at this point in time in software, in fact in every industry, agile, the Scrum approach, iterate and build, very important. Technical stack and industry depth, right? If you're going for an operation, especially with your organs, you don't want the GP, you want the neurologist or the cardiologist. So they shouldn't be guys that know this, but know this, right? And chemistry, do you gel with the guys? Proximity, how often can I get to them? How much of a cost is it costing me to go to them? And price, I don't really have anything to say, but cheap is expensive, trust me. So here's another one, especially if you're guys like me that are often raising capital for your product. For the buyers and funders, the most important things are those ones highlighted there. I think there's 4 of them. Write them down. The TRL, I don't care if you go into any investor, they need to know the technology readiness level of your application. Secondly, it's market opportunity. So there's 3. There's total available market, and served available market, and served obtainable market. Do you guys want me to explain?
Yes.
Okay, so total available market, so CC, you are into the branding space, right? And you are niched into SMMEs, right? So total available market is total SMME in Eastern Cape. right? And served available market is total SMMEs in Eastern Cape that can afford my services, right? Because now you're making your projections for your pitch or for your investor. And total obtainable market is total available SMMEs in Eastern Cape that can afford my services that are ready to buy yesterday. That then becomes your projection. That's what you take into your investor, or that's how you focus, or that's what you take into your funder or to the bank, right? And the second one is turnover. You need to be able to differentiate between gross and net. Remember, money in is not money kept. So there's the gap between cost of sale and price is called profit. So you want that gap. And most importantly, traction. I don't know if you guys have heard about sales app, but everyone is speaking about it. In fact, we've been selected as top 20 most innovative product in 2018, and we're showcasing in Cape Town Innovation Garage. Now, here's where we need the guys that just talk now, the influencers and endorsers. That's how you build traction, right? And this often serves as an element of a go-to-market strategy kind of thing. And in our space is often a platform. Hint, hint, for the guys that are in the branding space, open a blog in the tech space. There's none at this point in time in the Eastern Cape or South Africa except for Venture Bell, right? There's your beta list, there's your tech crunch, there's your crunch base, where all the tech news just go. People pay to be on those boards, right? So, and there is the saboteur, like this you need to get in tech, right? So the saboteur is the guy that doesn't want you to operate, or the ish that you need to sort out before you go forward. And in Sun Tzu's words, he says, until you've declared the battlefield home, you'll never win the war. In SA, it's usually your security when it comes to software, your protection of personal information, your SARS, your legality, like paperwork, employment and stuff like that, industry standards and best practices, right? So if you do all these things, you end up with something called product market fit. So the first one was problem, solution, fit. So you've got something worth solving, right? However, when you have solved it, you've got something that's sellable that you have solved. And that's how you build your own app.
Comment for marketing. I just wanted to suggest about workshops. Usifundise nge-branding, marketing. Last time I was in an event, I explained the initiative empowerment, the youth empowerment, to whom was not even my target market. Yeah, well, so I think it was a target audience. Who should we talk to? Who should you sell a business idea or whatever it is, a product? And nabanye that are doing marketing and communication, omnyadile ne branding, omnyadile with something else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's wait. We'll get all four hands, then you can comment.
Ndicela nje ukuthi ukugqibela this afternoon. But Odwa kwi-platform yakho software where's I just kumshile. Into endibhidayo mhlawumbe ungacacisa, I don't know if I'm being naive. It's usually very vague. I come with an idea and I think that it's a feasible idea. But I funding you as a software developer, do you want me, let's say I'm coming to you, I've got a creative idea and I think it's going to work. And I don't have funds, I don't have the money. So how do you get into the picture? How do you support my idea so that there is a product, and then with this product, it takes a kanjani na igap endiyibonayo bana ndiyavuka kuba ndinemali kuba ndisithi ndicela undenzele this service and I've got the money, okanye sobabini singenamali, and then you support the idea and then it takes second also.
Yes.
I was hoping Uzoya in detail when it comes to Uber services.
because I registered for Uber as to start the software from scratch Uber and have my Uber business. But today South African brand, not be run by Chinese. So I went to transport and did everything, including gas and methods. But now I was hoping you would go into detail because I'm stuck at the moment when it comes to software and how to run it and how the drivers are going to use it and everyone else. So when now I to get into that detail so that people may give a clue on what step do I take after that. After sending the transport in the Puma associations, zone takes and everything.
Mine will be all because when you invest money, because there's a software, as you said, good, it creates opportunities for you. Guaranteed, hopefully. Because I put money, I know it will come back, you know. But it's right, but all Kalagumna, a flame carrying up. Yeah, so present is one by the rate, because I can't just jump to software, whereas I lack the foundation, which is the basic one. Because not everyone is into software kind of space, you know. But what I like to know, how much does it cost, roughly, so that we prepare after I'm done to miss it. That God is a way upgrade.
That's one.
Malwen, let me query address to Odwa. Yeah, perhaps now for the app, it is, you know. Song and yeah, you will charge us normal rates over there.
Usita does yonke le nto yenziwa ngobhuti for free. You go for 10%, sorry. You go to them, 10% was like nothing. Now my accreditation was worth 70 or 80,000. I only paid 800 rands. Now I'm getting millions and millions of trainings. While at 10% car. So if you want their services, go to see the offices. Any branch. Okay.
Okay. Question number one would be, I think Ekasisi with the Uber thing is a bit deep, but I will try to answer as shortly as possible. So the first one was from Usisi from that side, right? How do we come about, right? So fortunately for East London, we operate between Joburg and Port Elizabeth, right? So headquarters are in PE. I'm actually driving up tonight to Joburg because there's a meeting tomorrow. But nonetheless, you guys are very fortunate in East London because just about what you call or about that road, there's the science hub, Cortex Hub, ran by Dr. Andile Ngame. So what he does, he gets the ideas from you guys, right? Groom them and incubate them, right? So irregardless of whatever resource that you need, he makes sure that it comes to the party. So he can even go to an extent of actually calling us, hey, Developmenthub, we can see that you're kicking butt in the Eastern Cape. Here's a project that's very possible or feasible. So I think, again, the crux of the matter is the problem that you're solving. Why are you solving? And lastly, is it worth solving? That alone is the key, not education. honestly, I was serious about the education thing. Knowledge is power. In fact, application of knowledge. Number 2, for me, execution is the name of the game, not this thing of talking too much. Then, Tata, even when with your question of, I think personally, right, I work as a solution architect, so gone are my development days. So I listen to you and I say, okay, according to me, right? But I always preach the best advice is to never take advice, right? So according to the going models that we implement, go sell that flippant app before you even pay anyone. I don't know if that makes sense. You wireframe it, you draw it down. Remember, there was the problem, right? So the problem passed. Then you go look for the person that has this problem, right? In fact, me and this guy, that one, Donald, we just sold an app next door, right? So we went to those guys and we're like, would you guys be interested in this ABCDE? And they're like, sure. So we're having a meeting again next week. We're coming down, they paying, they signing. Then you go pay someone else. In business, it's a principle of leverage. It's called OPM, other people's money. So you get the client to pay the developer, then you make your money in margins, profit, right? So that's question number 2. Question number, I'm gonna keep quiet. I'm gonna keep quiet now. I'm gonna keep quiet now. Are you following that? Are you following, Sisi? Are you following? I want you guys to tell me when you're not getting me. Because next time it's gonna be hourly rate. Then we go to Sisi. Ne? Sisi? Nane, personally, again, that's my own personal opinion. Uber has got a solid marketing budget. Secondly, Uber has got a solid business development budget. Right? They can easily take all over South Africa, but they didn't take East London. Why? I can tell you based on assumption. Again, it's according to my mind. The numbers didn't make it for them. Because them setting up Uber here is like one office and 2 people. Even in PE, it's one office and 2 people. You see, in Joburg, one office, 2 people. So why didn't you set up in East London? From personal experience now, you still remember the guys that we went to Cortex Hub, right? They created an Uber clone also, it was called Chauffeur. It never saw the light of the dawn, not the light of the day. Make sense? Yeah. So where am I going, right? My famous 4 principles in life, irregardless of the ones that I know and clone from people. It's copy, paste, evaluate, improve, end of story. So, yeah.
Yes. We've come to the end of the program. I'm not sure if there's anything that Ben would like to come and make an announcement on. But what I would like to do now, I'll just briefly read through announcements, but these will be posted on the website, the SMME website. By Monday they will be there. Next week, 2nd and 3rd in Port Elizabeth, August, is Women's Conference there. You'll get the details. The number is 043-783-9749. That will, if you need to inquire about that, but they will be posted on Monday. Then there's also in East London on the 8th of August, September, I Am Me Confidence Conference for girls. Then there's also, sorry guys, these are focusing on women because it's Women's Month. There's a class, Forbes International Master Class for Women Entrepreneurs on the 18th of August at Osna Hotel. Then there's also will be a series of basic digital marketing workshop, also here in East London throughout the month. You'll get the details, who is organizing that and all that on the website. I'll give over that to Bev, so you can follow that and make sure that you don't miss out. Bev, anything?
No, but if you want to
Thank-
do presentations going follow us,
No. Okay. Yes, just follow you've got the details of the organization there. Make sure that you don't miss out on the upcoming event. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. If I afforded anyway, I'm sorry. And